Hi guys. This one is a continuation of my Trotsky mini-series. By the way, in my first video, I forgot to tell you, there was this really great movie, Russian movie series, which came out in 2014. It's called Trotsky. This like red one with a train. Yeah, this one. I think it's available on Netflix. Highly recommended. It's, to be honest, full of historical mistakes, kind of like the Indiana Jones movies. I mean, they're great movies, but they're full of mistakes. And this one too, like, it's a terrific movie. I mean, it's packed with mistakes, but really great, entertaining mini-series. It has like 9 episodes. I highly recommend you check it out, to sort of, if you know nothing about Trotsky, for sure. So let's get back to discussing Leo Trotsky, who he was and what he tried to achieve. Well, he was a man of Jewish background, born in Ukraine. And as a young man, he got involved in Marxism and in revolutionary activities. And of course, the Russian Revolution happened when he was a young man, and he was very active during that period. And he became a member of the Communist Party. And one interesting thing is that he was always very interested in psychoanalysis. He was very influenced by Sigmund Freud, and if you understand Freud, like, a lot of things about Trotsky will make sense. And kind of a curious side note, like, if he gained power in Russia and not Stalin, Russia would have perhaps been a leader in psychoanalysis, and perhaps psychoanalysis would have flourished, and maybe instead of just having Freud, Jung, Lacan, we would have had like a whole bunch of other geniuses in the field of psychoanalysis, because he actually wanted to build an institute of psychoanalysis in Russia. It was like one of his sort of plans, which never came to fruition. So, what is the difference between Trotsky and Lenin and Stalin as far as sort of their foreign policy is concerned? And this is really interesting. Like, how did these men, see Russia? Like, who did they think was a friend to Russia, and who did they think was an enemy? And on this point, they really diverged. For Lenin, Lenin thought that the greatest friend of Russia was Germany. Like, he was essentially, a Germanophile, if you will, oriented towards Germany. He thought that Russia and Germany should kind of unify, and that would be the great communist superpower. For Stalin actually wanted to just focus on Russia. He just thought that we are fine as we are. Let's just do our own thing, and he called it socialism in one given country. We'll just have one communist country. And Trotsky was actually much more internationalist, if you will. Like, he thought that the communist revolution should spread through the whole world, and Russia was just the beginning. This is where he really differed from Stalin. He thought that this revolution will start, which, I mean, in his life, like when he was a young man, it already began in Russia, and he thought that it should spread through the whole world. And that's where he very much differed from Stalin. And of course, they could never have had an understanding, because their position was just way too difficult. Not difficult, way too divergent, way too different. And also, it's kind of a curious parallel in this other famous communist country, Cuba. One way of looking at Castro and Che Guevara is, well, they were sort of like it was sort of a recreation of this conflict between Trotsky and Stalin. Che Guevara versus Fidel Castro, and Fidel Castro was more of a Stalinist. Like, he just thought that we have had a successful revolution here in Cuba. Let's just focus on that. Just socialism in Cuba, good enough. But Che Guevara was a Trotskyist, and he was actually a big fan of Trotsky. Che Guevara was very, very well read. He read like so many books, and one of his favorite authors was Trotsky. And Che Guevara thought that this proletarian revolution should spread throughout South America, and then to other places like Africa even. Once again, some people actually believe that Fidel Castro contributed to killing Che Guevara. Like, he definitely did not mind it. Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, they were sort of like Stalin and Trotsky in a way.